All right, serious and silliness bodybuilding. The first bodybuilding show of the 2025 season. The Arnold Classic, Ohio is done, and Derek Lunsford is your Arnold Classic 2025 champion. Now, it could have gone either way. Nobody would be complaining if they gave it to Samson. This was one of the closest Arnold Classics I've seen in a this is one of the closest bodybuilding shows I've seen in a very, very long time. I'm actually very happy that Derek won because I know that Derek was very disappointed in his performance at the Olympia. He lost the Olympia, he came in third, and this was retribution for him. So many other bodybuilders in the past have used the Arnold Classic as retribution because it's the next big show after the Olympia. I mean, yeah, you have some European shows after the Olympia, and you have the Legion after the Olympia, but real big show is the Arnold. And Derek was looking to make a statement. Derek was looking to say, "Look, the Olympia in 2024 was a fluke. It was it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I fixed what I had to fix. I'm the real Mr. Olympia. I'm the real best bodybuilder in the world, and I'm going to show you at the Arnold Classic 2025." Hottie did this. Kai Green did this. Plenty of bodybuilders have done this. The thing, though, this was so close. Samson was a little bit better tonight, and he wasn't fading like he was fading in prejudging last night. But Derek has just so much muscle. He has a great V taper. His rear back shots are incredible, and he comes dialed in. Dialed in. He was chiseled, his hamstrings, his glutes. He has those deep cuts in his glutes, his hamstrings, his back, um, his quad separation that Samson doesn't have. Samson doesn't have those deep, deep, deep cuts in his hamstrings and glutes or his back, but Samson has round, beautiful muscle bellies, beautiful symmetry, beautiful balance. His posing is fantastic. His X frame is amazing. If they would have given it to Samson, it wouldn't have been a problem at all. It really wouldn't have. I would have had no problem with either one of them winning. Now, that doesn't mean that Samson's going to lose the Olympia. It doesn't mean that. Okay. Going into the Olympia, this is going to be a dogfight. Derek versus Samson for the Olympia 2025. You set up an amazing, amazing Olympia with this win. Last year, Hadi won, and then he lost the Olympia, right? And Samson won the Olympia. But last year, in 2023, Derek won the Olympia. And then Hadi lost, and he used the Arnold to prove to the world that he was still the best. And then at the Olympia, he lost. He came in second to Samson. So this doesn't mean Derek is a shoe-in for the Olympia. Let's not let's not make extreme extinctions like this. Let's not jump the gun like this, okay? This does not mean Derek will win the Olympia. Does it mean he's got a better chance to win? Oh, hell yeah. Does it mean he's going to be in the running? Oh, yeah. But I would not be surprised if it's the same two at the Olympia battling it out this close once again. And as bodybuilding fans, that's what we want to see. Now, I know Samson, I'm a huge Samson fan. Everybody knows how I feel about Samson. Was the first elite bodybuilder to be on my channel. I'm hoping that he comes on. You could see when they gave him the second place, he was disappointed. He thought he should have won. But it didn't matter. I guarantee you, when you talk to the judges, when you talk to Steve Weinberger, I guarantee you they could have had it either way. I guarantee you this was a 1 point decision. There's no question about it. You could have went either way. I mean, Yeah, the shots were so close. The side shots were so close. So close. And let's pull it up a little bit. Let's see who we got. I think I picked up Ferdinando. Ferdinando, I haven't seen your page since last year. Okay. So where are we between come, come on, man. Come on. What are we doing, Ferdinando? Wait, what kind of stupid shit is this? Where is Samson? And you know what, Ferdinando, you screwed up. I'm going to RX. I'm going to RX muscle, motherfucker. All right. Let's see if we can get these two guys together. Okay. Here we go. All right. See, the most muscular is close, but I would give the most muscular Samson. I, this is also very close. I'm undecided who wins the front double by. I guess I would go with Samson. The front shots I would probably give mostly to Samson. Once you start going to the side and you see how dense and thick Derek is, but so is Samson. These shots could go either way. These side shots could go either way. Okay, this is Derek's lights out shot. His rear double by is a lights out shot, but that doesn't mean Samson is bad. Samson's rear double by has improved greatly in the last 3 to 4 years. It used to be a knock on him, but it improved amazing. Look at and his hamstrings improved, but this is Derek's lights out shot. He's so wide. He has so much detail in his back, and he has so much muscle. It's just when he hits this shot, your eyes go right to him. And the same thing. I mean, I don't know who you going to get this shot. The real lat spread. It's really tough. It looks great on both of them. The only really distinction, the biggest difference would be the striations in Derek's glutes, but Samson's hamstrings and adductors are next to none, and that's when Derek has that gap in between. But as far as like their thickness and their width on the rear double by, can go either way. And now this again, these shots are toss ups. I don't know who wins the abs and thighs. That's a rough one. It was just an extremely competitive lineup. Extremely. Now let's talk about Andrew Jacked. A lot of people are very high on Andrew Jacked. I know he has a lot of fans. But Andrew Jacked, and I said it once and I said it again. Andrew Jacked is a very, very, very good bodybuilder. I'm not going to put him in the excellent category because when he turns around, everything disappears. From the front, he could beat anybody. From the front, it's amazing. He lacks the thickness when you compare him to Derek and Samson. And when he turns around, this is when it's night night. He doesn't have the hamstring, the glutes, or the back detail that either one. Forget Derek. He doesn't have it compared to Samson. Okay. So, my opinion of Andrew Jack is he will be able to win any show you put him in, except the Arnold USA and the Olympia. Because as long as you have Samson, Hottie, Derek in that mix with him, he's going to be exposed. He's going to be exposed. Okay. Did he deserve third? 100% he deserved third. Okay. This was a great, the top five guys, top six guys, they came in shape. They really brought it. Nobody was fucking around this show. They wanted this title. Okay. Fourth place. Fourth place, do we have a picture of Brandon? Okay. All right. I don't know what the hell he was doing with the blindfold and the mask. I don't know what that was all about. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not into that shit. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Oh, I don't get it. Whatever. Fourth place, Brandon Curry. Okay. Now, Brandon is a very talented bodybuilder, And at 41, 40 or 41 years old, he's still breaking the top four at the Arnold, and he's still holding his own. But it's not like Father Time is catching up to him, but it's slow. Father Time is catching up to him very slow. It's not like lights out. It's over, Brandon. No. He's holding on. He could break the top five at the Olympia. He could break the top five at the Arnold. But here's the thing, does he want to continue doing that? Coming from a guy that usually wins Arnold's and usually wins the Olympia, does he want to continue just holding on? Now, I heard that this is going to be his final year. I don't know if that's true or not. This is the rumor I've heard. I've heard this is Brandon's final year. Not sure if that's the case or not. If it is, he has had a stellar career because this guy does not know the word quit. When he wasn't doing good enough early in his career, he decided to make extreme change, move to Kuwait, train at Oxygen Gym, and those guys worked magic. They made him Mr. Olympia. And ever since then, he has been a Olympia or Honor Classic champion and has been a threat in every Arnold and every Olympia lineup. The guy could retire tomorrow, and he will be have a stellar bodybuilding career. You could put him in the excellent category, excellent bodybuilder. Now, fifth place, William Bonac. Same scenario. William Bonac and Brandon were the one and two rivalries for a long time. They're slowly falling off, and the new blood is past them. Samson, Derek, Andrew Jack, Hottie has passed those two guys up. Bonac is the same way. Does he want to just hang on to good enough? Because I don't think now here I Bonac is the same way. He doesn't know the word quit. 2 years ago, people were writing him off, and then last year he made a great comeback. He really trimmed down. His waist came down. His conditioning was great. He didn't have the size that he did, 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, but his stomach was being distended, and he knew that if he just fucking trimmed down a little bit, he would still be a force, and that's exactly what he did. So you got to give him his props. He made a great showing. Um, Sixth place, Akeem Williams, my friend Akeem Williams. Good showing. Good showing for Akeem. Great showing. Borderline great, borderline good. Akeem is kind of in that Andrew Jack category where he could win a New York Pro, he can win a Chicago, he can win a European show. But once you put him in the categories of Olympia and the category of Arnold Classic, and he goes up against the best guys in the world, he is going to he is going to drop off a little bit. Okay. Now, I had him. I thought he was going to be fourth, fifth place. He came in sixth. I didn't think Brandon and Bonac were going to be able to beat him because of Father Time and Akeem last year was getting better and better and better as he competed. But I was wrong. Brandon and Bonac are some very special bodybuilders. Not that Akeem isn't, but these guys come in shape. They don't know the word quit. They have the genetics, and they are former Arnold Classic champions. And one is obviously a former Olympia. Looks phenomenal. After that, you have you know you have Clarita. I thought Clarita should have been in the first call out. I know he's short, and I know he's a lot smaller than the other guys. But other than that, everything is comparable. His symmetry, his shape, his conditioning. He does not have a body part out of, like an outstanding body part. Everything flows. Great V taper, great X frame, deep cuts, especially from the back. I thought he should have been in the first call out, but all right. Let's get to the two most disappointing guys. James Hollingshead. I don't know what is happening with James. I don't know if he over dieted, if he was too flat, if he lost size, if it was a combination of it all. I have no idea what's going on with James, but only he does, and he's going to have to go back to the drawing board uh and put it back together. I don't know if it's significant enough where he has to take some time off, or if he can make the adjustments and just jump into the next show and be good. Now I know he's doing Detroit because he's in very good with Fuad and Hostel and whatnot. If he's going to do Detroit, if he does Detroit, which I'm pretty sure he is, he should really try and make a statement in Detroit because you could tell he was disappointed. You could tell, even though he put a smile on his face, and you could tell when a guy is really happy in bodybuilding or when a guy is just putting a face on because he's got to go out there and continue. So that's what I would do. I would, if I was Hollingshead, I would put my all my thoughts and energy into Detroit. But right now he's home licking his wounds. He's disappointed. It's going to be a couple of days before he's able to like really starting to think about Detroit. He's going to eat a little bit and then go, okay, that the past is the past. Let's go. Now, the biggest disappointment, Carlos Thomas Jr. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's going on. If I were him, I would continue to compete. Don't just stop like you did last year or the year before. I know we all have private issues. We all have health issues. We all have private things. Somebody dies, somebody's sick, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Carlos, if you're watching, don't stop competing. Go into the next show and come in even harder. Because a 10% better Carlos Thomas Jr. crushes this lineup. It's just for some reason he can't bring it in. And we will know you are serious if you continue competing this year. If you decide I'm done this year, then you know what? We understand that you don't really want it that bad. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I know you're very well educated. I know you have a great career. You have another job outside of bodybuilding. And if that's the case, then step away and continue that career. And I know you have a girlfriend or start a family, whatever you want to do. But if you are serious about bodybuilding, do the next couple of shows. Do Pittsburgh, do New York Pro, do Detroit. Come in grainier, harder every time and make a statement, okay? Because the only way you're going to be able to figure out how to peak is to continue to do it until you peak. You don't necessarily have to take, a year off and then try and peak for the next for 18, 20 weeks. You don't have to do that, okay? So I still have hope for Carlos Thomas Jr., although it is definitely running thin. Okay. Now let's talk about the two guys that need to retire. Patrick Moore needs to retire. His legs are gone. He's got no pop in his muscles. He doesn't have the size to compare with the big boys. Um, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's personal. I don't know if it's father time. I have no idea. But he needs to walk away. He had no legs. He had nothing. There was nothing going on there. There was nothing going on there. The other guy who I've been saying needs to retire for the last year, Justin Rodriguez. Justin keeps pushing his body, and you could see it's becoming damaged from him pushing it. He keeps competing, and he keeps competing, and he keeps competing, and he starts to his body. You could tell is starting to deteriorate. His legs aren't there. His hamstrings aren't there. He's got nothing going on in his back when he does the rear double bi. He has this huge space in between his chest. His waist is thicker. It's there is no shame in understanding that the best is behind you and it's time to move on. You're Justin Rodriguez or even Patrick Moore. You are you are a well-known bodybuilder. You could go in other ventures and make money. You can go in other bodybuilding ventures and make money. There are so many other ways to go into other ventures in fitness and bodybuilding to make a living. You don't have to compete, especially when I mean, you look at all the time and effort and money you spend, and you, you're getting beat up Physically, you're getting beat up and you're getting beat up on stage. To me, it doesn't make any sense to continue. But some people say, well, if he's happy and he's content doing it, there comes a time where you have to realize that your life isn't number one anymore. And in order to be fulfilled, you have to do other things. You have to put it aside. Bodybuilding is a very, very self centered sport. And if you're going to continue to do this, you're going to continue to isolate family, going to continue to isolate friends. But for what? See, if you're losing, see, if you're winning, if you're on the up, if you're Derek, if you're Samson, if you're Andrew Jack, we get it, man. Do what you got to do. But to diet, to isolate, to spend money, um, and then not even to like break the top six or the top eight to really, really getting your ass kicked to come. It's not worth it to me. There's other ways. You got to make a transition in life. Sometimes life, you need to make that transition and you need to focus that energy into something else. Now, I know it's difficult for athletes. I understand that it's very difficult for athletes to do this. Because that is what you are. This is your identity. Your identity is I am a professional bodybuilder and I compete. I get it. All athletes go through this. Football players, baseball players, basketball players, tennis, hockey, golf. We all go through this. But those two guys need to either have somebody talk to them or they have to realize that it's time to walk away. And it doesn't, there's no shame in it. These were top, top, top bodybuilders. There's no shame in walking away past your prime. It's over. Anyway, all right. Everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. This is John Livia from Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. I should have some great content coming up. I actually am going to start doing some more in gym content. I actually found a girl that is going to be able to do some video content with me. So it should be pretty fun. We will see what happens. She's supposed to be really good at this stuff. And she'll be following around the gym and taking some video footage and so on and so forth. And we will go from there. So you'll see me more in the gym and you'll see more flesh. All right, guys, listen, don't miss out. Of course, you got Anabolic Academy, you got Muscle Talk, you got God knows what coming up. We got Shooting the Breeze with Lee Priest. Later. Peace.